Yo, hello world. Welcome, 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 or welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn. It is Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, and I'm here to drop a couple of things. The first thing is an update on R. Kelly with the whole suicide pact situation. I posted a video yesterday about it. It came from an attorney on the case, so it was definitely newsworthy, but some of y'all take these things, a little too far. Someone actually called the police, an anonymous caller, and said there was a suicide pact happening at Trump Tower, gave the name Azriel Clary, I think in Joyceland also. And the police have to take these things seriously. If you guys cry wolf for situations like this, when something actually happens, they're not going to take it seriously. But they did reportedly go to the hotel room or to the condo, excuse me. And apparently, Robert Kelly was meeting with attorneys, or his team had been meeting with them for a few hours, and nothing was happening with regard to what was being reported. I mean, but really, did they? I mean, this is not what we're doing here, people. Come on now. And to continue with the foolery and the buffoonery, his crisis manager, Darryl Johnson, or Publicist, whatever you want to call him, he had the nerve to go on CNN and talk to Don Lemon. Why? I didn't know PR people were in front of the camera. I thought they were behind the scenes, but maybe that's just me. And look, I know he's a black man. All you hoteppers and all you wannabe conscious people coming over here. And of course, let's not forget the P Hivers. Yes, that's the new name for the R. Kelly supporters. The P Hive. Hashtag P Hive, people. Come on. But yeah, don't come over here talking about I'm trying to tear down the black man, another black man, because it's nothing to do with being a black man. My black men who are in a position such as Darryl Johnson, who has a high profile client and who's on a case that's a hot topic, I expect him to be excellent. I do. I expect him to be better than good, not incompetent. This guy is definitely incompetent. He's subpar and he's a cloud chaser. Let's keep it real. He's trying to just get shine. That's what this is for him. It's all in his it's in his body language, it's in his facial expressions, and then the fact that he's on CNN having an interview about his client who he ill advised to do the interview with Gayle King. If that was his urging, or if he okayed that or coached him for that, he should be fired. I already read somewhere that R. Kelly's looking to replace Greenberg, the current attorney that we've been seeing. And he also, I think Tasha K reported in her big old explosive video about the enablers that Don Johnson, the most recent manager, was fired by R. Kelly because of that interview he did with reporters. So it seems that that's what most of these people's problem is. They want the limelight. People have to stay in their lane and know their role and play it. Play your position. You out here getting people caught up. I mean, the things he said in this interview, guys, I'm going to drop it here, but, you know, just listen to the interview and tell me what you think. Do you think I'm tripping? Is he doing a good job? Or does R. Kelly just need to get rid of everybody and start fresh? I guess this is just proof he's broke, because he's clearly not getting any money's worth out of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody with real money, or money that R. Kelly is supposedly stashing and hiding, is going to hire a real crisis manager, a real team. And we would have not seen any of these things transpire over this past couple weeks. And please don't mistake my passion for any type of support. I mean, yeah, I guess he is doing us all a favor at the end of the day. But I just hate to see this stuff playing out in the media, because the media is the real enemy. Really, I've said this before. I don't like to see all this stuff playing out with because what it does is actually ends up turning your stomach after a while. This is probably why this is happening. They want to just muddy the waters of the case. You know, we need to think about things, and we need to make sure we're on top of, what's real. This stuff is out here to get us all twisted up. You know what I mean? But we ain't gonna let them. We're gonna stay on them. I appreciate y'all for coming back as always, checking me out. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video while you're here, and go ahead and comment after you finish watching, or pause the video and comment now. Drop me some hashtag #PHive. Let me know you listening. We got to get these people in order. Come on now. But yeah. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Joining me now is Darryl Johnson, a publicist for R. Kelly. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you. The world is fascinated with this story, and we appreciate you joining us here this evening. So let's talk about today. The mother of Jocelyn Savage said that she is pleading for a face-to-face interview with you to arrange it between her daughter.
Well,
you say that could happen as early as this week?
it could happen if all the terms are met.
So can you tell us what the conditions are? What are the conditions?
Based on the last meeting, I heard that happened. It turned out pretty bad.
Okay.
So I want something contained. We'd have maybe one camera, a mediator, not to just let them do what they do, and someone to sit and just listen. And when it's over, perhaps interview each participant there and say, what did you get out of it? And then, everybody got what they wanted.
I wanted to get that out of the way because that's the newest piece of information in this, is at the meeting, because there are two families here who've been saying that their daughters are being held hostage. You've reached out to one family. The other family, well, you've reached out to both. The other family you're trying to get in touch with to arrange a meeting as well.
I'll get in touch with them tomorrow.
Okay. He's facing 10 charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. It's after 2 decades, Darryl, of constant accusations. These women are lying?
I'm not calling anybody a lawyer. What I would say is to those people who have brought the facts, their attorneys, present your facts, and Mr. Kelly will have his day in court. Now, if I was a judge, me personally, and I thought a guy was a known pedophile over the last 30 years, why is probation even on the table? If this guy is a known pedophile, if he's holding these people hostage, why haven't the doors be kicked in?
Well, I mean, I think that's a legal process. I don't think that speaks to guilt or innocence.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if a judge over these years thought that this is what it was, you got enough to indict, just have zero bond.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, he couldn't come up with $161,000 in child support, $100,000 in bail money, and the rest. Who came up with that money?
Let me say this first. Mr. Kelly walked into court with $60,000. It was about those children. That's what they said. He said, Judge, I have 60 grand. They said, nope, we want 161, 637.18. That's what we want. Not a penny less. He went to jail, but it was about the kids. If it's about the kids, you can get those kids to $60,000 and then you work something out. They didn't want that.
So who came up with the money?
Fans.
Fans.
Fans came up with the money.
So no one you know personally?
I don't know anybody.
He knows personally?
Yeah, plausible deniability. I know nothing.
And does he know who it is?
I don't think he knows.
Okay. So after all these years, when you think it's a remix to Ignition, all of these songs, right, that he has, R. Kelly can't come up with that amount of money?
You know what?
R. Kelly's made millions.
Michael Jackson made billions. He died broke. Whitney Houston, from what I understand, Tyler Perry had to fly her body and pay for her funeral. This is what I understand. Now, this is what I heard. And so things happen. I mean, things happen. R. Kelly he said, he doesn't read that well. He said that, he's not the best writer.
So he mismanaged his money. He spent it all.
I'm not gonna say he spent it all. A lot of people took advantage of him too.
Okay. So you set up this interview with Gayle King, and we all saw this moment right here. I want you to look at this.
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to let the camera keep rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women?
What do you think of that? Is R. Kelly in control of himself as this crisis person? What do you think of that moment in the interview?
If I was facing 7 years in the state penitentiary, I'm not going to say I would act like that, but I mean, how do you act when you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison? I thought it was a real moment.
Do you think that helped him?
Well, you know what? We'll see. At the end of the day, people are going to judge whatever they think anyway. I think the interview needed to happen. I really do believe it. And I think there are several things that happened that followed after that. So yes, I think it did help him. I don't think the emotions are going so high, but I think he was being himself.
I think most people are worried, like they think, gosh, what is going on? I'm just being honest. I'm not judging either way. But if I look at that, I'm going to say, man, R. Kelly. Whew. And if you're close to him, you got to be worried about him.
I'm not worried. I'm a crisis management expert. That's what I do. And so my job is to help my client navigate from point A to point Z, to help him understand what is happening. Again, we have to let the facts take us where we go. And right now, you know what, I'm not really sure. I'm hearing a lot of stuff.
So can I ask you, the Illinois State's Attorney's Office says that there has video evidence of R. Kelly and an underage girl, and there are people who insist it's R. Kelly on the tape and the girl.
It's called discovery. If you have the tape, release the tape and bring it out. If it's the girl that you say it is, then why is he walking around? Why was there a bond? I wouldn't have given him a bond. I'm just a practical thinking person.
The families of all these women who say they're being held against their wills, and R. Kelly has brainwashed them into staying with him. Why would he engage in a relationship like that? Does he have any responsibility, you believe?
Let me say this to you. I've been with Mr. Kelly for 3 weeks, 6 hours a day. I have a key swab. I can walk into his apartment when I get ready. I take his phone at will. I go through his phone. I'm with him. Half the time, he's not even there. He's playing basketball or at the cigar lounge, things that he likes to do to calm his mind. Those young ladies come freely. I'm there.
So, Darryl, you said you've been with him for 3 weeks.
He's my client. So he's my client. What I'm saying to you is,
this has been going on since the 90s. It's almost 3 decades.
I can't speak on what the 90s. I'm telling you right now what I'm dealing with.
The accusations.
The accusations is that these 2 young ladies in the home with him now are brainwashed, being held hostage, not being fed, in some black room, being told what to say. I've been there and have not seen that.
So everyone wants to know about the underage girls, right? And then he says, well, it's never, he said it wasn't underage girls, it was just he likes women, right? But Aaliyah was 15, or some folks say 14. He never addresses that. You don't address that.
I don't know Aaliyah. I wasn't around. I can't speak on something that I don't know nothing about. There's never been any criminal charges brought up him against Aaliyah. I've heard a whole lot of things about some other people.
Yeah, but you're representing him. Should you know about that?
Should I know about what?
About what happened with Aaliyah. Shouldn't
No,
you
I'm not an attorney. My job is to deal with what's happening right now. I'm not going to call anybody like, but what I would say, my client has professed his innocence. That's what he's professed. He will have his day in court.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Darryl Johnson.